In a retail market, fruit vendors were selling mangoes kept in a packed boxes. The boxes contain various number of mangoes. The following was the distribution of mangoes according to the number of boxes. Find the mean number of mangoes kept in a packing box. Which method of finding the mean do you choose? So what is that you're looking at? Why is that I have not written this? Any idea? See, the data which we are looking at is known as discontinuous. Why? Because 50 to 52 is your upper and lower limit, while the next class upper and lower limit is 53 to 55 and 56 to 58. This discontinuous means we have no continuation in the class number, right? So in all of this method, till now what we have seen is continuous data. This is discontinuous data, right? So we need to talk about, we need to resolve this issue. So this particular column is still undone. Okay, so we need to do this. This we can't just copy it, right? So we have, what we have to do is, as the data is not continuous, so we need to add half. How did I get half? I'll explain. With the upper limit, okay, and subtract half with lower limit. So how did I decide on the half? This value of half. See, what is the difference between the class width? Not sorry, what's it? Not. My question was wrong. What is the difference between the upper limit of a next class with the lower limit of the previous class? The difference here is 1. This is 1, this is 1, this is 1. That is what I asked you guys is the difference between upper limit of the next class minus lower limit of previous class. So 53 minus 52, which is 1. Divide 2 with that. Okay, that's how you get the value of half. So how will it make it continuous? Let's have a look. So remember, we are adding half with the upper limit and subtracting half with the lower limit. So let's see if this works out. So we have 49.5 to 52.5. Then we have 52.5 to 55.5. Right? And this is 58.5. And we have, 58, not 68. We have 58.5 to 61.5. We have 61.5 to 64.5. Right? So this is your continuous data now. Just have a look if it's so. I'll give you a sec. Right? It looks continuous, is it not? You can see the data is continuous. So always add with the upper limit and subtract with the lower limit. Okay, and other way around also you'll get, but but again remember this. If not, your whole thing will go wrong. If I subtract with this and add with this, the distance will increase actually. Okay, so actually the other way around will not work out. So if you're doing the opposite, by default you'll get to know, right? But yeah, just verify after doing every step. It always helps. Now let's go back to our original procedure. This is your file. then you have to find your class mark. So whenever you're starting with class mark, have a look if the class size is same. 3, 3, 3, 3. So class size happens to be 3 and it's so throughout. So we just have to find the first row's average. And that happens to be what? 49.5 plus 52.5. Is we can write it as 50 plus 52. Okay. So 0.5 I just added with 49.5. So the average of this is 50 plus 2 by 2, that is 51. And the class size happens to be 3, so we have 54, 57, 61, 64. Verify if it's so. No, we did something wrong because 64.5 and 61.5 average is not 64. Where did we go wrong? Here, right? Plus 3 is 60 and this is 63. Now just verify. 62 and 64, the average is 66, 63. That's correct. And that's your xi. Now, we have di, which is xi minus a. Because it's not easy to multiply this set of numbers. So let a be equal to, what is it? A be equal to 57, the middle number. And so the difference happens to be minus 6, minus 3, 0, 3 and 6. Here too, the class size difference continues. This 2 is in AP. We can further simplify this because multiplying with this, I mean, we want to make it as simple as possible. So di by h, where h happens to be 3. So we have minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Now multiplying this is a bit easier now. So minus 30, minus 110, 0, 115, 50. The sum is 20. 20 and this difference is 5, so 25. I hope you guys understood how I did that. I did the first and the last, this and this separately, and I just added the difference. Okay, so this we can do by 15 and 25 is 40, 150, and the difference addition between these two is 50, 250, 150, 250, 400. Done. So we have everything what we need. All we have to do now is x bar happens to be UIFI divided by FI, and this is H plus A. So this is A is what? Assume min is 57. H happens to be 3. I think 25 by 400. Now we have to decide how do we go about calculating this. So it's easier to multiply 25 and 3 and then divide with 4. So 4 dividing 75, is it not? So 1's are 3, 4, 8, 4, 32. This happens to be 3 again, 0.0, and 4 the 28, and this is 5. Quite simple, right? Divided by, see, this is 400. So divided by 100 is 18, 0.1875. So 57 plus 0.1875. It is 57.1875. So we can end up with writing the average number of mangoes in a box happens to be 57.1875. Okay, what else? And we have to mention about the method we did. We have used step deviation method. right? And this is your answer. So please pause and have a look at the solution. So remember, the class is not continuous. You have to make it continuous by adding and subtracting with a suitable number, and that number happens to be derived from your upper limit and the lower limit of two different class, not the same class. Anyways, when you do the math, if you don't see the same set of numbers, then that means you have done something wrong. So you can always verify. It won't be an issue, but yes, it will take some time. If you don't know, obviously it will take some time. Yeah, so we can have a look at the answer.